Confidence comes from self-love and self-worth, and if you are lacking those things, then it's going to make it incredibly hard to live your best life in confidence. Hi, my name is Katie and I'm 21 years old, and lately I've been getting a lot of questions about, Katie, and how did you get so confident? I, for context, just published my first book and just returned from a 2-month solo trip through Europe. So people have been asking me, well, how did you get the confidence to just publish a book? How did you get the confidence to travel out of the country all by yourself? And really, I can't give you one answer. And that is why I thought it would be really, really interesting to come on here and make a series of how honestly I did get to this point, because it took a lot of work. I wasn't always like this. A year ago, if you told me I was gonna go travel to Europe alone, I would be like, what are you talking about? You're lying to me. A year ago, if you said I was gonna finally publish that book, I would be like, okay, sure. But yes, I did it, and it did come from confidence, and I just want to share how I was able to get to that point where I just said, okay, let me live my life and be confident about it. So yeah, if you're interested in that, stick around. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say that having confidence and being confident is not a straight line. I know we all wish it would be, that it would be as easy as having affirmations or just doing self-work or journaling and we would just automatically wake up and be confident, but honestly it is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a little bit of a work, but the results are just honestly phenomenal. It really makes you come out of your shell and just honestly embrace living and being who you are. So in my experience, the first step in becoming confident is honestly self-love and self-worth. Like, you can't have confidence if you don't find worth in yourself and you don't have self-love. So confidence and self-love are like this, honestly. That's why I say we got to go to the root, because then we can understand why we are the way that we are, why we act the way that we do, and why we have the patterns we do. Because honestly, real change cannot occur unless we know who we are and why we are the way that we are, and just accepting ourselves for who we are. And we're not born thinking that we're worthless, or we're not born with this idea that we can't do whatever we want to do in our life. Think of when you were a child and someone asked you, what do you want to be on this earth? You never thought, oh, you know, I can't do that, or I am not confident enough to do that, or whatever the case is. No, you just said, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, I want to be that. And you didn't think about it because your lack of confidence didn't just come from nowhere. It came from something that happened in your life that made you think that way. And until we understand why and where that came from and where those thoughts and those patterns came from, we can never truly make any type of change. And then honestly, once we figure out why we are the way that we are, the next step is accepting it, because true self-love comes from acceptance. Honestly, it really does. Like, even if you can't change something about yourself in the moment, or even if you aren't really happy about it, accepting it is the only real way to move forward and understand something. Seriously, even if, like I said, you're so uncomfortable with who you are, if you accept who you are, then you can really start to redirect it. So yeah, the first step in becoming confident is getting to the root of where this lack of confidence came from, and also learning some self-love. First step of any type of confidence, any type of self-love, is getting to the root of where these negative thoughts and this lack of confidence comes from, and then accepting that, and accepting the fact that you cannot change everything immediately in your life, but being able to sit with yourself even if you're imperfect or you don't like certain things about yourself. That's the next step. So yeah, just a little introduction into confidence, and just honestly, for the next couple of days, maybe just sit and observe yourself. Where did this negative thought come from? Why am I this way? Why did I act this way? And yeah, see you in the next part.